Hi there, my name is Candace Daniolo. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I can see we've got a few people in the chat room, which is awesome. If you're tuning in live tonight, please chat in the box that you're here and that you can hear me, because I love to interact with our audience. This is Pets Plus Live Beyond the Pages of the magazine, where you get to go on a journey with me, Candace Daniolo, pet business expert and a Pets Plus columnist. I write for this super cool magazine right here. Now, the reason I write for the magazine is because I believe in small businesses. I love small businesses, and so does Pets Plus. And so we team up together. I also am a former retailer, a current doggy daycare owner, and a business coach. So, like I already mentioned in these episodes, you get to go on a journey with us beyond the printed pages. Each month we do 2 of these shows. One of them is about the coolest store that gets featured in the magazine, and the other one is about a topic typically in the magazine. So if there's something that you see that you would love for us to cover, please send either Pets Plus or myself an email, or type it in the chat thread, or type it in the comments if you're watching this on a recording, to let us know what you think about these shows. Never hold back during the show. Feel free to type your questions, whether they're for me or our guests or Pets Plus, in the chat thread, and our team will be giving those questions to us at the end and throughout. So the reason I love helping small businesses is because I believe it's my true passion. You know, I help independent brands and independent retailers move from their passion for pets to becoming profitable pet bosses. And I do that through our signature program called the Pet Boss Club. And the Pet Boss Club only opens enrollment every 90 days. And new enrollment is going to be opening on the September 24th, so just a couple weeks away. If you're interested in learning more about growing your business and working with me directly and our team, please visit after the show, not right now, but after the show, petbossclub.com. And, you know, why I work with Pets Plus, like I've already said, is that we love helping pet small businesses. And this magazine, while this is not the latest issue, this was the last issue, because the latest issue I haven't even gotten yet, because it is so early in the month of September that I haven't gotten it yet. We are that fresh off the presses, truly. But this magazine is the best pet industry magazine, I believe. And it's not only because it has good business tools in it, and it's gorgeous, it's the gorgeous magazine, but it has new, relevant ideas, as well as access to experts like myself. There's lots of us that contributed to it, but the really cool thing that Pets Plus does is they spend a lot of time talking with retailers and small business owners just like you to get your feedback, your input, so that they're really sharing like real world, real business experiences. It's an awesome magazine. So to get your free subscription, visit petsplusmag.com. You can also visit their website. The whole magazine goes digital. Even though I don't have my physical copy, that digital version is out instantly. So visit the website and get the digital version. And I also really would love to encourage you to become a Brain Squad member. That's their monthly survey panel where you can sign up. It's filled with owners and top managers of all kinds of consumer-facing pet businesses all over the country. And you volunteer to participate. You get a survey once a month. You fill it out, and your content and ideas might get featured in the magazine. It's really, really cool. And then they even send you t-shirts. I mean, who doesn't love a free t-shirt, right? Well, I would love for you to get involved with the magazine and with Pet Boss Nation. So thank you for tuning in tonight. And I'm just honored that I get to be here and to share all the amazing stories of all of the people in the magazine with you guys. And tonight we have a super, super cool guest. Trace Menchaca is from Flying M Feed Company in Houston, Texas. And the reason I love her so much is she is super authentically Trace. She is one of those people that is just full of life, full of fun, full of opinions, full of savvy and sass. And it's no surprise to me that she was selected as one of Pets Plus Magazine's coolest stores and is the feature coolest store in the September issue. Now, let me give you a little background about Trace's kind of journey initially into opening her store before we bring her on. So back in 2012, Trace saw a need for a feed store. She's in Texas, so there's a lot of livestock there, but she saw a need for a feed store in the middle of the suburbs. And no one really thought that it would work. Against all odds, she built a little business there, and one by one, FFA students, which is, I live in Chicago, so I didn't know what FFA was, but FFA is Future Farmers of America students. They would come to her for help in feeding their animals while they were preparing the livestock for the show season. So from her 8x8 shed, working in this ranch, she delivered the feed directly to students at their homes. She also kept feedstock at her house so that for those late night emergency phone calls of, I'm out of food for my goat, she was able to jump in and help these students. But she found that by the end of the show season that she literally lost all of her customers because they would go to the livestock show auctions. And so she really had to scramble for some off-season type business. She got involved in delivering dog food. And then eventually that grew into opening what it is today. So back in 2016, she moved into a 4,000 square foot retail store that is a multi-sensory space. It's super cool. She's got a well-trained team, and she's completely shifted her mindset about raising animals for the food chain. And I cannot wait to have our topic and discussion with her tonight and for you to meet her. So welcome, Trace. Please come on. Trace from Flying M Feed Company. Here we go. Hey, ta-da!
Hello. Hey, guys.
Welcome. As you guys will learn, if you don't know Trace now, by the end of this hour, she's going to be your best friend. You're going to want to get her cell phone number. You're going to fly down to Houston, or she might fly up to you to come to one of your Major League Baseball games. We still have to get, you're a big Astros fan. We still have to get you up for a Cubs game, Cubs Astros. They don't play that often though. So
yes.
Cool. Well, Trace, welcome. Why don't you tell us more about kind of that journey, that story that I just told. Elaborate on that a little bit more about how that evolved, why you started, and where you are now.
Yeah, it did start as a feed concept store at the beginning. And we really were not going to ever consider pets because we were so married to the idea of being a mom and pop feed store in the suburbs. And so pets was like literally the furthest thing from our minds. And at that time, we were just really focused on serving the urban backyard chicken raiser and the because poultry is such a growing, part of our industry, and all of those FFA kids. And it really did sneak up on me how we just lost all of our customers at once because they all went to show, and they all
something unexpected.
Yeah, so we really had to scramble, and that's when I came up with dog food. Just so happened that one of our distributors was also the Victor distributor, and so we built our Victor business. Is how we came into the dog food business. And because we didn't have a space, we literally were a delivery only company. And we went from the 8x8 ranch shed to I leased a delivery van, and that's literally what we did. Was we did delivery for that first year until we just kept on growing and growing and adding dog treats to the van and adding other things that we could deliver. And so that's how we grew the business until we ended up in a very small space. Our inside of our store, and I say store very loosely, was 125 square feet. So, and then we just had 500 square feet of warehouse space. It was just crazy small. No one thought we could do it. No one thought it would last. We never thought we could pay the rent. We never thought it would happen. And then it just grew and grew until, and we were writing, handwriting tickets, and it was just so archaic. And then finally we grew to the point where we were like, this is actually going to be like we're not just playing store. This is like going to be a store. We may need to start doing things correctly. and get a cash register and start, we were using a square card reader and our phone as a calculator. And I mean, it was crazy. So that's how we kind of grew and grew until now where we are today is our store that was featured, our store. So it's been a very fast growth for us because from that shed till today, it's only been 5 years.
Yeah, totally. And so what's your take on people who, I guess your experience has been starting small, and maybe in the beginning you didn't realize that you were going to have the store that you have now, but if you could do it all over again, would you have jumped to what you have now, or would you have still liked that kind of progression into it? What's your advice for somebody who's considering?
I'm such a, that's my biggest flaw is that I'm such an instant gratification person.
Aren't we all? Most human behavior.
Yeah, I would love to have jumped to what I have now, but there is just no way I could have done it. And so that's what I was just talking to somebody in the group to say, you've got to start small because you have to be able to have the cash flow to do some of the things that you want to do to astonish your customers, even if that just means having things in stock. So you can't just jump in with 3 feet and say, we're just going to open a store, play store, until you know that you can cover the shifts, that you can be dependably open, that you can have a merchandise that is serving your community, because it doesn't serve the community to have a store that doesn't have merchandise. And your customers aren't going to understand, well, it's a slow week. So no, the slow growth process was exactly what I had to do, because as that, with the personality of let's do it all right now, we would have never made it to this point.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. I love what you just said there about astonishing your customers. So let's talk about what makes Flying M Feed astonishing. You have a very unique, I've never heard any other store owner call their store multi-sensory. You've done some work, you've done some, videos with our Pet Boss Club members, which actually Trace is an assistant coach in the Pet Boss Club. And she did a video that was about using the 5 senses in your store. It was an awesome video. So how do you wow and astonish in the physical sense? What makes your store so multi-sensory?
Well, it is just that we do hit all of the 5 senses because, we have added things to the store like a coffee bar, snacks, our store. I mean, I'm so obsessed with smells, and our store always has a multitude of candles burning and things, so that in every part of the store, it never smells like dog or, we've got 2 cats. It never smells like dog food or cats or anything like that. It's a good experience. It's a place that you want to hang out. We want to create an experience where people want to hang out. So we always have music. I'm very particular about the music. I'm very particular about what is happening, because I want the place to be a feast for all of the senses, and a place where every time they come, they can discover something new, some other little hidden treasure around the store. So we're always, when we bring in, especially in gift, when we bring in cool new gifty things, we hide them in places around the store. Not really hidden, but they're in different places in the store so that people go on a little treasure hunt. And there's always something for you to find. And that is part of what we call the art of astonishment. We always want people to be excited about what's happening. What are we doing? How are we going to surprise them this time? It could be at the front. One of the most exciting things we did was we had candy cigarettes at our checkout. You would have thought people freaked out. You would have thought we were giving away little fits of whiskey. Those candy cigarettes, people, it was the most amazing thing. So that's the kind of little things that we like to do. So just to really get people excited about the store. And it's so easy. Even, you think, well, why would you have that in a pet store? Well, because it's, even though they're shopping for their pets, they're still, people, and they want to be astonished and have a good experience. So that's the kind of little things that we do to get all of their senses engaged. The music, the smells, the coffee bar, even being able to pet our pets. I mean, just an interactive store experience is what we strive for.
I love it. Well, you recently did a commercial that is running on your local television stations, right?
Yeah.
And I'd love to show that now for everybody. So it's a quick little 30-second commercial. Let me pull up our video chat and you can see exactly what Trace is talking about.
Yay.
This ain't your grandpa's feed store. Flying M Feed Company, your one-stop shop for pets and more.
Awesome. I love that. I love your slogan there. Oh, perfect. Brilliant. So what's been the reaction from your customers?
The customers love it. And we've had some new customers because of it. I was very worried. It's very expensive to buy airtime, and I was very concerned. But the customers that we've had no idea. It's amazing to me that they had no idea that we were here. So we've gotten a lot of new business from it. And, I say it's expensive. We did local cable, very targeted in certain zip codes, and which is cheaper than you think, really. But anytime you're plunking money down on advertising, it's always a risky, not fun thing to do. But it did pay off, and we'll always have it.
Now you've got it.
Yeah, we'll always have it. So they can take the end or the middle or whatever and put different chunks in there, like to make it seasonal or to highlight different events or something like that. So it's really cool. We like it.
Yeah, and you can use it on your social media. You can integrate it all the time. You can put it in your email signatures, play it in your store. There's so many ways you can use it, because you do. That's one of the sensory things you do have in your store too, is that you have a TV and you play movies. And tell us how else you use the TV.
The TV, we're real careful about the TV. So the TV, because our store, we have a very unique demographic, and we're very carefully inclusive of everyone here. So I'm very, very particular about the TV. So there's never anything allowed that could exclude or offend anyone. Okay, so you think, gosh, how is that possible? But it's really easy. So we don't do any. It's easy. No World War II movies. No history of Nazi Germany. No, nothing like that. Nothing. I want to say nothing rated R, but I actually played Stripes this weekend. Totally. Oh my God.
Sorry.
So bad. I thought, what an uplifting, fun movie, and it honors the military. And I just thought, oh, it'll be so fun, and everybody will get a little laugh, because how bad could it be? Well, then I forgot about the mud wrestling scene, and so all these little boys were in the boutique area, like clapping and cheering, and literally it was just a television screen of boobies. It was so terrible. So our goal is to never have nudity or bouncing in the mud, but it happens. But we love it. It's a fun thing. People come and sit at the coffee bar and watch TV. It's great for current events. It's great for stuff like that. So the TV's cool.
Well, I find too that, if there's a big game going on, you want to play the game,
Yes.
Kind of watch. They may get sucked into hanging out for a little bit, or even for your training. You do a lot of training with your team, which we'll bring up in a second too. Okay, so still on the store because, you were chosen as one of the coolest stores. Some of the other things that I think they really loved were all of those unique services and products that you sell and offer. Walk us through what makes your store different that we just don't experience at most pet stores.
I think the coolest thing that we have here, we have a very eclectic collection of things that, like you saw in the commercial, we have things that people know and love. You can find milk bones. No judgment. If you love your milk bones, you can find milk bones. You can find our organic treat bar. But we also have, the coolest part of our store is our hydroponic area, where we have indoor hydroponic gardens that we grow produce for pets. And so we grow, oh, cool, yeah. We grow produce for pets. So people that are raw feeders can come and clip their own kale or their own lettuces and add that to their raw diets. We sell the produce, big canvas bags for $10. You fill it up and take a bag of produce with you. And so we love that. I love that we have that. We also have a real...
Wait, before you go off this topic real quick. Yeah. So what I love about this business, this idea is that it brings in the fresh produce. It adds a really, really unique element to your store. It creates a reason that people can come back to you for that experience piece. The internet will never give them that experience piece. Chewy.com will never be able to give them this experience. And you can sell, you as a reseller, you can resell that equipment for people to have it in their homes, right?
Yes. So if people love it, they can add these to their homes, and we go set them up for them. And it's just such a cool thing. And like you said about Chewy.com, so many of us in the independent realm freaked out about Chewy.com, and we're so worried about Chewy.com. And it is it's a viable concern, but we just don't let that creep in, because we know, like you said, they cannot compete with the experience. You cannot get a multi-sensory experience or fresh kale at Chewy.com. But even if you don't have that, for anybody out there that Chewy.com doesn't have us, or you in the store. So it's the personality of the store owner, the proprietor, that makes such a difference in comparison to these online retailers and big box stores. And we're surrounded by them. The other thing, one of the other things that we do that we love is on Saturdays. Saturdays are our big fun day. And it took time to build this up, but every Saturday we have something different. And our favorite Saturdays are the days that we have women come in. We do a craft, and we drink mimosas, and it's just and everybody gets 10% off in the store, so they can shop, sip, craft. And then we have a disabled woman that makes us little Girl Scout badges for every craft that we do.
I love that.
People, they love it. People come just for the badges. They say they come just for the badges, but I think they come for the mimosas. But and then one of the boys that works here is a concierge for the day, and he's just there to fill our glasses. And so it's just a great day of pampering. It brings people in the store, even though it's not pet centered. It's that's one of the things that we do. So we have fun events like that here.
I love that you brought that up, the candy cigarettes thing and this craft thing that has nothing to do with the pet business, but you're in the business of pleasing people and astonishing people, and you're in the business of staying in business to help also educate more pet parents and have people. I think one of the things I can safe to say that I know you believe in too is life is about life and about experiences and enjoying that life. And I love that you enjoy life, and no matter what's thrown at you, you just jump back up and you're like, have a positive attitude about it. I don't know if you're like that every hour of the day, but you come across that way, certainly. But what I think is great is that you are finding ways to say, like, we don't I don't have to be defined by the fact that I am a pet store. I can offer whatever I want to offer out of these doors that my customers would love to experience. And that is going to help you stay relevant and try things and find things, and then the things that are working to keep doing those things. It's brilliant.
Well, you can unly have toenail clipping so often, until you become predictable. So really our most successful Saturday was the day that we had this like totally abstract art show for one of our customers who's an artist. And we set up the boutique like a gallery. It was like white. We had like a white background and stuff. We served wine. We did a little brochure. We just made it like a New York gallery. And so we were like, welcome to the gallery, also dog food over there. So that's the fun thing, because, I don't want to have free toenail clipping or $5 toenail clipping for dogs every weekend. I mean, that doesn't excite me. So it surely isn't going to excite all the pet parents out there. So that's why we do try to do exciting events.
Exciting events. I love it. I love it. Yeah, there's a quick question about liquor licenses and mimosas and all that stuff. And just, you need really, the liquor thing is going to be unique to every single city, every single scenario. We have some sort of gotten them. How about you?
We, well, here's how we handle it. We have a lady cop that comes to the parties, and she's never said anything about it. And so we just always figured, well, if the lady cop is down with it, it must be okay.
It must be okay.
So that's our
our advice, though. Our advice for the viewer community is
please check your local laws. Yes, do not do anything illegal.
Yes, do not do anything illegal. Some places will have, just so everybody knows, so you can sometimes have a special, like in the city of Chicago, we could have like a special event license, which let us actually like sample it out. We could never charge for it. Then you can also get like a packaged good license where you can actually sell it. We did an interview with one of our other coolest stores, Shop Dog, Ellen Suga. She actually applied to get her liquor license, and she sells dog themed beer and wine and does all kinds of events with it. And I think it's inspired a lot of other pet boutiques to now go get their licenses, because it just adds this really fun element, diversifies what you can sell. There's great margins on alcohol if you end up selling it. But anyway,
we were gonna get a liquor license to sell, but it was going to be astronomical. So we're not in the city limits of Houston, so the laws are different. We're in the county, so it is different, and you can consume. Consuming alcohol is different than selling alcohol in the county.
So, okay, I want to talk about the other real cool stuff about your store too, and it is that your family is very involved.
Yes.
So tell us about how your family helps you.
Well, on any given day in the store, you will find my mother, who is 78, myself, I am 46, and my daughter is 20. So we have 3 very frisky women running the store. And every one of us has our own great personality. But we know, because we're all 3 so different, there's different things that we know people say, oh, expletive, she's here now. So, if Mimi's here, it means playtime's over. We're not playing. Mimi's here. We all have to be working busy at all times. If Leah's here, there's not going to be any clocking in early. She's our HR girl, and so everybody's like, okay, I guess I want to be staying late today. And then if I'm here, the great big worry is, what is she going to make us build or move? Last week, I told the boys we had this trough, and I said, I need you to turn this trough into a Dalmatian in 24 hours. With fur. And one of the boys really looked like he was about to cry. And so they're mostly concerned with, what is she going to make us do?
Like all the ideas you have. Yeah.
Yeah, Leah is kind of a whip cracker, but my mom is like the tasky, that shelf isn't gonna straighten it. My mom is like, you remember when you worked at the Gap and the regional manager would come, you'd have to always be straightening the shelf. That's my mother is like the regional manager of the Gap. So we always know we better be doing busy work, no just sitting around watching TV. Yeah. So that's the coolest part is that the women run it, the men fund it. So that's my husband and my son are the financial dudes. They're the backers. And basically our family philosophy is, kind of like, well, the boys, we're honest with the boys and we tell the boys everything. And we're not going to keep any secrets. That being said, they don't need to know nothing.
That's right. You guys are still running the show. So did your mom inspire you to go into business, or what inspired you to be this entrepreneur?
My mom does inspire me because my mom has always been a rainy day stasher of money and has always been a hard worker. And so her philosophy has always been, just like the ant prepares, for winter, we've got to prepare for whatever winter, is coming. And so we've just always felt like we work hard now so we can play hard later. We work hard now so we can give back more later. So that's our business philosophy. She's just a hard worker, and she, at 78, she does all this stuff. She can do anything in the store that needs to be done. And so it's good for her as far as, keeping her mind crisp and fresh and staying in shape. And so being a family business gives us a little bit of more pressure because it has a legacy attached to it. So you want it to linger and last and go on. So we do feel a big responsibility to make it work.
Definitely. So you also have other employees there. Let's start talking about your team. Okay. One of the things you pride yourself on is your company culture and the hard workers that you have there at Flying M. Tell us more about the team that's not related to you.
They're everything in the store, and they are what makes the business really work. So we just have a really different philosophy about that team. We, I want to say we treat them like family, but we actually treat them better than family because, at the family dinner table, we can curse and say some biting things to each other, but we don't talk to the boys that way. But we hire people that we know we're going to really invest in. We give them a tremendous amount of responsibility. The boys are given different areas of the store that they can order for, plan, forecast, budget. I would like to say merchandise, but I'm a merchandising freak, so I will let them try, but I always come back and fix it. But they all get areas of responsibility of the store, and we never want a customer to come into the store and feel like, well, I'd rather talk to her, I'd rather talk to him, or this is the cashier, so I don't want to talk to her. Everyone in the store is equally empowered to solve problems, empowered to astonish the customer to make a customer happy, empowered to troubleshoot, empowered to, we're transparent about everything. Every employee knows what we pay for rent. Every employee knows, how this business runs. They know all of our reps by name. They know transparency is really the key starting point. And then empowering them is the end goal. But in between there is the training, because they can't be intuitively ready to do the kind of customer service we want to do until they're trained. So that's where our training comes in. And we don't treat them with a heavy hand. We don't, we're not disciplinarians, and we've never had to be. We set forth our expectations very, very carefully, and they know that they know, like I said, that they are rewarded with lots of tangible rewards, gifts and parties and playtime, and we just make it a really wonderful, magical place for them to work. And when they leave, we've had a couple leave, but let me tell you, they get out in the real world and they're like, oh my God, where's the bowling party? And so they're coming right back. So, but it takes a great investment in them. And so, yeah, the staff is very, very important. It's the entire operational foundation of the business.
Mm-hmm. So because training is so important to you, you started your own little university, Flying M University.
Yeah.
Why was that important to you?
Because so what we first started with like staff meeting Tuesday. Okay. And so it was like, okay. And then you have your little paper. Okay. The toilets need to be cleaned. You didn't take out the trash. We need to start straightening in front of. It was just the same stuff, and nobody wants to sit through that. Everyone knows, those things when they're failing or falling or whatever. But we wanted to have this structured, cool thing for training. So I came up with this concept of M University, where we even have, like a syllabus and so it's very, we have like a syllabus and everything. And we make it very formal in that regard, that it's every week and it goes along with the school semester. So when school starts, M school starts, and then it culminates in the fall with our holiday party is the last one. And in the spring, it culminates with our bowling party. And so every single week, it has 3 components. The first is product knowledge. So we have a rep come. If a rep's not available, I'll do a demo on products. But the first half of M University each week is product knowledge. So the goal is any boy, 16, 17-year-old kid that works here, the goal is that by the end of that semester, he could tell you, oh, you've got a pit bull that you want to put some weight on? Here, let me give you some suggestions. He can talk to you about protein and fat content and why you should add kefir and all these different things because he's had, training in that. They can take little tests on each brand line in the store and test out on it, and we'll give them a $20 bonus. Sounds like nothing, but it's a big deal. Here's $20. And here's a Stella and Chewy's t-shirt. Good job. You're now certified in Stella. Yay. And so they're competitive. I'm certified in Victor. Really? Well, I'm certified in Raw. Move on. So they're like, so we do that. And then, so that's the first component. And then the next component is we focus on one of our own in-store, like we call them foundational principles, like the art of astonishing customers. What can we do to astonish a customer? Well, our biggest thing that we do is we give stuff away. So, thanks for buying some cat litter. Here's a free scoop. They're empowered to pick freebies. So, we got one that didn't work so well is we're trying to find something free for rabbit's food. And I'd gotten these wonderful rabbit's foot keychains from China, which in the 70s were so fabulous, but now not so much. So we would be like, awesome. Today's gift with purchase, rabbit pellets, is hot pink rabbit's foot keychain. It went over like a lead balloon, but it caused a lot of laughter. So we always try to give something away free. So the second part of M School is those principles, astonishing customers. We give every customer that comes in their choice of free coffee or soda or something like that. One day I was feeling very generous and I went and bought cake pops. And so we would ask customers, are you a lemon person or a chocolate person? And they'd be like, chocolate, gotta go. Well, wait. Fake Bob. So just things like that. So we'll tell them each week what, ideas for that. And then we go over the little operational things in the store. Okay, so this week we're going to make sure we do our checklist in the bathroom. This week, can we please dust? Would it kill you to use the vacuum? Can somebody please? We tighten up some of those little loose ends. And that's it. And that's every week. They are here. They are excited about it. They all get like a binder, and they all get school supplies. So they all get a pencil box with pens and markers and all the school supplies they need to be successful. And we have university t-shirts, and it's just fun. It's a fun thing, and it's a cool way to train, and it's literally my favorite thing that we do.
I love this, and what I think is interesting too is that they don't have badges. You're not incorporating the badges with the school.
We should incorporate the badges. It actually hurts our feelings when like our most tenured employee went away to college this semester. He's still coming in on the weekends, but he went away to college, and I was so like actually hurt that he didn't consider M University his college.
His college. Diploma. No. Yeah. Well, so what I love about again, about some of the things you're doing, it sounds like between, those events and using the badges is almost like Girl Scouts, right? Where you're getting the badges for that. And then this is really like, even though it's fun, it's fun, it adds value for you, but you're kind of playing on, the school experience you're bringing. And you were in a sorority, right? I was in a sorority as well. And so like having those different t-shirts for different themes, different parties or events, like
that's why.
Yeah, I know. Well, you're bringing in, what I love though is that you're taking the concept of like life experiences and how can we use that? How can we, bring some of that into the life of a business? I think it's a really, really unique strategy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Let's see the other stuff. Let's see. So because gosh, we're already like running out of time. I can't believe this. I told you in the beginning, I was like, we have to fill a whole hour.
I talked too long. I'm so sorry. I'll answer the question.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's all good stuff. But I knew that we could go have a 2-hour long interview, I'm sure, easily. The next thing I want to talk about is like we already have learned that you're like a creative wizard, and that you infuse your own personality into everything. And you've already said that that's really kind of a differentiating piece for owners to do in their businesses. But one of the other areas that you're really strong at and fun, and I think that's really going to continue to grow for you as you become even more consistent. You've been very, very consistent with it already, but are your Facebook Lives and getting on camera and using video and social media as a tool, as a marketing tool for you to not only get that exposure, but also show your personality. So I can play a video. I don't think it's going to have the sound, but I'm just going to share your Facebook feed. They'll still be able to hear us talk, but why don't you tell us about some of the cool, the types of Facebook Lives you do?
Okay. We have a couple different types. One is just an informational blast where we'll say, come join us for the next 20 minutes. We're going to talk about how to take a cheap bag of kibble and add things to it to make it a really a nutritional option for people who need an economical choice. So, we'll do some nutrition things. We'll do a product feature. One time we did one just on open farm, for example, or we'll talk about raw, or we'll talk about different things like that. We've done, one thing that's really cool to do is store tours to show people every aspect of our store. Or we'll have, Toy Tuesday and talk about different types of toys for different dogs, or different chews. You could spend hours talking about chew projects for dogs. But one of my favorite things that we do is called Bark Bags. And Bark Bags was initially created, it's a Facebook Live. They prepay and pre-order basically a grab bag. And it's our way inventory control, to be quite honest. We had this stuff that was in a clearance bin forever, and nobody had any interest in it. And they were walking by it, and we had it marked down and stuff. And I finally said, let's just put bags together with all this stuff in it. We'll sell the bags for $25, and we'll open them live for each person, and we'll just act like they won the lotto. And let me tell you, they think they did win the lotto. And they do. They get a huge amount of product for $25, a huge amount of product. And it's grown so much now. Now what we do is not just clearance stuff. Now we have companies like Red Barn, Koha, Open Farm. Any company that I have in my store, I negotiate items for the bark bags. So I'll say, Red Barn, I need 50 tripe sticks because we're doing bark bags on Friday, and they send them. And so what started as a way to clear out inventory, because I always feel like, money in the bank is better than back stock, on a back shelf. What started as a good way to just get some pennies on the dollar for stuff turned into this really fun thing. What's happened is the crazy thing is it's grown. So we were just chock full in these bark bags, and Koha would send free cans. We'd get all these Tetra Packs and stuff. Well, then we started getting people from all over the country watching. And so bark bags was cool when everybody's just coming and picking them up. Well, now we're shipping, 22-pound boxes of stuff.
You're basically becoming QVC almost. You're like, all right, call this phone number to get your credit card turned in, and we'll ship it. Mike's your husband. Mike's waiting to tell the call line right now. Take your credit card.
I know. Now, so when we do them, though, it's crazy. We get crazy. We actually, I act completely crazy. We do all these funny hashtags. We do prizes. And the prizes are from different things from around the store, but they can choose a prize. And so it just has really, it's just a way, honestly, to bring joy to people. People love it. People tune in. And so I would encourage everybody to try going live. Mm-hmm. You're going to see 2 people in your audience for weeks and weeks and weeks. And you're going to see 6 and think, oh my gosh. And then it'll drop off to 3 and you'll think, what did I say? And so you just have to be an audience of 1 and get people involved, and they will start sharing, and it'll share and grow. And it's just a way to build a little bit of internet business, to get some, PR for the store, and just bring joy to people. So we love the Facebook Lives.
Yeah, and you weren't. That's a good point you brought up about. I'm glad you were talking about kind of the success they could see going live and how long it could take, but because you aren't naturally somebody who wants to jump on front end camera. It's not like, I think in the beginning I started sending you messages right away. I was like, you're awesome at this. And you were like, I hate it,
I did not really, I seem very extroverted, but I'm actually kind of a hermit, and I'm very sensitive. So like if a troll or somebody mean jumps on, it's all over for me. I just can't even. And so we've had people say, call me all kinds of things. And your voice is annoying, just different things that you can imagine. And so I had to also learn to be very thick-skinned because, who cares what that person in Tennessee thinks? Why am I losing 3 days of sleep over the
right?
What is wrong with my voice? So I would just encourage everybody, do it for you. Do it for your store. Do it for your grandma and your friends that are watching. And don't worry about the other stuff. It will happen. It'll come. It just takes time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And on that internet troll thing, I think I heard a good expression recently. And it was something about, when people say things like that, like when they judge you, it's not anything you've done wrong. It really shows you who they are.
Seriously. It is bad. There's crazy people out there. They're so angry and mean. It's crazy.
But don't live in fear of that small population, because, good things come to those who give and who share. And like you said, bring joy. Yes. So I love the idea with the bark bags. Samantha has a question on how often you do the bark bags.
Okay. Well, we used to do them weekly, because when it started, it was a true clearance. Like, let's get rid of all stuff. But then we had to like start really planning because we didn't want to just start gathering current inventory and packaging it that inexpensively. So now we do it just about every other week. And now we've incorporated meow bags. And now, even though I know you're thinking nobody cares about their cats, and they don't, but we sold 3 last time. But
there is an audience out there. There is an audience out there. They're just harder to find. They exist.
But and then our next ones are going to be people bags that we have, that we're gathering stuff from every section of the store, which will include some boutique stuff. So those are our next ones. So we try to do them like every other week, some kind of bag.
Yeah, I love that. Some of the other ways that you kind of show your personality too is in how thoughtful you are in your give backs. I think when I first met you as well online, and it's almost now a year anniversary of Hurricane
Harvey.
Yeah, Hurricane Harvey in Houston. So, and at that time, you were like, everybody take my pet stuff. Basically, you need to feed a pet, we're bringing you, just take some food, take whatever you need. So how, when you, like, what do you, like, what goes into play when you're thinking about what you're going to give for, and what's the end result of that for you sometimes?
We used to concentrate a lot of our giving to the FFA kids. Our hearts changed on that. Not that we don't love our FFA kids, but we stopped buying market animals because we didn't want to be a part of that slaughter process with animals anymore. So we don't buy their animals. We'll buy art and things like that. But we do give back to our FFA community. We give to rescues, animal rescues. Not a lot. That is a very targeted giving, because you could give your whole store away every single day to every animal rescue. But we do some animal rescue giving, and it's always in the form of food and supplies. But then we also are very diverse with our giving. So we want to give to every aspect of our city and community. We give to the arts and to, stages and the Houston Symphony. We support the arts. We support animal rescues. We support social causes. So we give to our human rights campaign. We give to our AIDS Foundation in Houston. We want to be very diverse in our giving. We want to give back to the community as a whole, just not as a part, because our store is a whole. And so we try to just be very universal in how we give. Homeless charities we give to. We just really try to be all-encompassing. The next thing that we're going to do is my favorite thing. We wanted to put a self-wash, dog wash in our store. It was like my biggest goal. And I just couldn't do it. Well, a group approached me from this organization that has Down syndrome students that do dog washes for their fundraiser. So every month now, we're going to have our dog wash, but not for us. It's for those kids to have their fundraiser. And so that's how we're going to do our dog wash, which led to partnering with the Down Syndrome Academy of Houston, who has young adults in their 20s that need a first job. So now our next M University trainees will be these Down syndrome students who need a place to work. So that is our next big philanthropic adventure that we're going on. I'm so excited about that. And it just really worked out with the dog wash, because I was going to buy a tub and tubs. Well, they bring their own tubs and they bring their own stuff. And so it is not, it's not a moneymaker at all for us, but it will bring people in and bring awareness to their cause and raise money for them. So we're so excited about that. So we always just pray and hope that these opportunities will come to us. And when they do, we honor the opportunity. If somebody can humble themselves and come and ask for money or ask for help, we just really believe you have to honor that humility. That's not easy to do. So we just don't say no. We just don't say no. And it has always worked out. Even if we give small, we just really believe in honoring the nerve it takes to come and ask somebody, can you help me? And so we just always say yes. And it's always worked. So I would encourage you to give big and without any expectation. And it just always worked out. Like you said, when Harvey happened, we gave our whole store away, literally. And it all worked out. So
you gave away a lot of stuff. I remember I was like, well, now you don't even a clothing going out of business sale. Like, you know.
No, the boys were like, Miss Trace, do you really think we should give away everything? I'm like, yeah, we should. Because we could have lost it all. You know, one tornado could have taken it all anyway. So we had our store. So everybody needed this stuff. So we're like, come and get it like a bag of Alpo.
Come and get it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we only have a few minutes left. If anyone has any questions that's watching live, please type them in the chat thread and we can pass them on to Trace. Let's wrap up quickly here about, or while we wait, see if there's any questions about your favorite business tip or tool or, book. I think you've got a book you're reading now.
Yeah, I am a magazine girl. I'm Pets Plus and Pet Product News, but Pets Plus, like you said, is the best. I've been reading the 4-Hour Workweek, not because that's a goal, will never happen, but they've got some good little juicy bits in there. Some good things in there. I don't have a lot of time to read, but I do look forward to my Pets Plus magazine every month. And I like reading pet specific things. I like to stay up on trend and see what's going on. But yeah, what else was the other part of that? What do you do?
Well, just what do you like to? What's your business tips that you'd like to share?
Okay, yeah, I would say my favorite thing. I've just been saving money every day, and that is the number one thing I would recommend. I've been saving $167 a day, and that gives you over $5,000 at the end of 30 days. And so, like, even if you can save $50 a day, like literal cash, take it out, put it in an envelope. That's what I've been doing. So now at the end of the month, in August, we were like, wow, okay, so we could put some money in the bank. I'm going to New York next week. I was able to pay my plane tickets. So like, it's either play money for you or money for the store. It's, it's just a cool thing. That's my number one thing is save money, save money.
Look at your mom. She's just like, she's probably so happy.
Yes. My mother will say, save money and the house doesn't burn down.
Yeah.
So.
It's definitely good. Always, that's a great business tip. If you're, take it, you can automatically take it off your credit card deposits. When the deposits come in, have some of it go into a separate savings account for your business or cash, whatever you choose to do. Definitely good advice, Trace.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I love it. Well, thank you again so much for joining us tonight. And congratulations on being honored as a coolest store in Pets Plus magazine.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. And for everybody else, our next Pets Plus Live Beyond the Pages is going to be September 19th at 8 p.m. And on that one, it's going to be me and 5 other guests at once from all different locations. We are actually talking with everybody about what their previous careers were before getting into the pet industry. Trace, you worked for, was it Ann Taylor? No,
Container Store.
The Container Store. That's right. So yeah, you were in retail at the Container Store. So we're going to hear about other people's careers before they got into the pet industry. One of them is a former NFL player. And another one was an Apple marketing exec, and they found themselves in the pet industry now. So we'll be picking their brains to find out exactly how they leverage those past successes and failures. I'm sure we all have failures. If you don't fail, you don't figure things out to help them create profitable businesses. So tune in then on September 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And thank you to everybody for tuning in tonight for Pets Plus Live Beyond the Pages. And if you want to connect with either myself, go to petbossnation.com. And if you want to learn more about the magazine, visit petsplusmag.com. We both have groups on Facebook, and just reach out. So thank you again, everybody. Have a great night. Thanks, Trace.
Bye. Thank you.